Felix, and the Shimmering Locket. In a peaceful corner of the whispering woods, where the leaves danced softly to the melody of the wind, lived a young fox named Felix. With bright amber eyes and a bushy tail that swayed gracefully behind him, Felix was known among all the woodland creatures for his honesty and kindness. One golden morning, as the sun peeked over the horizon and painted the sky with hues of pink and orange, Felix decided to embark on a little adventure. The dew-kissed grass felt cool beneath his paws as he trotted along a winding path, humming a cheerful tune. Birds chirped merrily above, and a gentle breeze carried the sweet scent of blooming flowers. As he wandered deeper into the forest, something caught Felix's eye. Nestled between the roots of an ancient oak tree was a shimmering object that sparkled in the dappled sunlight. Curiosity piqued, he approached it cautiously. It was a beautiful silver locket, adorned with intricate engravings of stars and moons. "Wow!" Felix whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. He picked up the locket delicately, feeling its smooth surface against his fur. Who could have lost such a precious thing? Determined to find the owner, Felix decided to ask his woodland friends. He made his way to the babbling brook where Lily the rabbit was collecting wildflowers. "Good morning, Lily," Felix called out with a friendly wave. Lily looked up, her long ears perking. "Oh, hello, Felix," she replied in a cheerful tone. "Isn't it a lovely day?" "It certainly is," Felix agreed, smiling warmly. He held out the locket for her to see. "I found this locket near the old oak tree. Have you seen it before?" Lily examined the locket closely. "It's so beautiful," she remarked softly. "But I'm afraid I don't know whose it is." "That's all right," Felix said kindly. "I'll keep looking. Thank you anyway. Good luck," Lily called after him as he continued along the forest path. As the sun climbed higher, Felix spotted Benny the beaver busily gathering branches by the riverbank. "Hello, Benny," Felix greeted him with a wave. Benny looked up from his work, his whiskers twitching. "Hey there, Felix. What's that you've got?" Felix showed him the locket. "I found this, and I'm trying to return it to its owner. Does it look familiar to you?" Benny studied the locket thoughtfully. He murmured in a deep voice. "Can't say I've seen it before. Have you asked Oliver the owl? He's been around longer than any of us. Maybe he knows." "That's a great idea," Felix exclaimed excitedly. "Thanks, Benny. Any time, buddy," Benny replied with a grin. Feeling hopeful, Felix made his way toward the tallest tree in the forest, the great oak where wise old Oliver often perched. The canopy above turned the sunlight into a mosaic of light and shadow, and the forest was filled with the calming sounds of rustling leaves and distant bird songs. On his way, Felix heard a soft cry. Turning towards the sound, he saw a tiny hedgehog named Hazel struggling to carry a pile of apples. "Need a hand, Hazel?" Felix asked gently. Hazel looked up, her little face flushed with effort. "Oh, Felix." "Yes, please," she responded in a grateful tone. Together, they gathered the apples into a neat pile. "You're always so helpful," Hazel said appreciatively. Felix smiled modestly. "I'm happy to help," he replied. Finally reaching the great oak, Felix gazed up into the dense branches. "Oliver," he called out politely. "Are you there?" A moment later, the rustling of feathers was heard, and Oliver's wise face peeked down. "Ah, young Felix," he hooted softly. "What brings you here on this fine day?" "I found this locket," Felix explained, holding it up so it glinted in the light. "Benny thought you might know who it belongs to." At the sight of the locket, Oliver's golden eyes widened with recognition. "My stars!" he exclaimed in a tone filled with emotion. "That's my locket." Felix's tail swished happily. "I'm so glad I found you," he said earnestly. "Here, it's yours." Oliver swooped down gracefully, landing beside Felix. "Thank you, dear boy," he said, his voice warm and kind. "This locket is very special to me. It was a gift from my dear friend many years ago." "I'm happy it's back where it belongs," Felix responded with a gentle smile. Oliver placed a wing on Felix's shoulder. "Your honesty and kindness are a gift to us all," he said solemnly. "You always think of others before yourself." Felix felt a pleasant warmth spread in his chest. "It's the right thing to do," he replied softly. As the day began to wane and the sky transformed into a tapestry of purples and blues, Felix decided to head home. The creatures of the forest were settling in for the night, and a hush fell over the woods. Walking along the path, Felix heard footsteps behind him. Turning, he saw his friends, Lily, Benny, Hazel, and even Oliver, all gathering around. "We wanted to thank you, Felix," Lily said, her eyes shining. "You're always helping us," Benny added with a nod. "And you never ask for anything in return," Hazel chimed in, her voice sincere. Felix was touched. "Oh, you guys," he murmured, his cheeks flush, then under his fur. "You'd do the same for me." "Indeed we would," Oliver agreed. "But tonight we wanted to do something special for you." From behind his back, Benny produced a small bundle tied with a bright ribbon. "We made this for you," he said, handing it over. Curious, Felix untied the ribbon to reveal a beautiful scarf woven from the softest materials in the forest. It was the color of the twilight sky, with little patterns that resembled stars. "It's our way of saying thank you," Hazel said gently. Felix looked around at his friends, his heart full. "This is the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "You deserve it," Lily replied kindly. "You're a wonderful friend." As the first stars began to twinkle above, the friends sat together, sharing stories and laughter. The gentle hoot of an owl and the distant song of crickets created a soothing symphony that enveloped them. "Look at the sky," Oliver pointed out, his gaze upward. "Isn't it magnificent?" They all looked up to see a shooting star streak across the night sky, leaving a trail of silver behind. "Make a wish," Lily exclaimed excitedly. Felix closed his eyes, the cool night air ruffling his fur. He wished for the happiness of all his friends and for the whispering woods to always be as peaceful and beautiful as they were in that moment. When he opened his eyes, his friends were all smiling at him. "Did you make a good wish?" Hazel asked in a hushed tone. "The best," Felix replied with a wink. As the hour grew late, one by one, his friends began to make their way home. "Good night, Felix," Benny said, his deep voice gentle. "Sweet dreams," Lily called out as she hopped away. "Rest well, my friend," Oliver hooted softly before taking flight. Finally alone under the vast expanse of stars, Felix felt a contented sigh escape him. Draping the scarf around his neck, he began to walk home, the soft glow of fireflies lighting his path. The forest was serene, and the soft rustle of leaves whispered lullabies. Felix's paws moved slowly, his mind drifting like the evening breeze. He thought of the day's adventures, the joy of helping others, and the warmth of friendship. Reaching his cozy den nestled among the roots of a sturdy tree, Felix yawned widely. He curled up on his bed of soft moss and leaves, pulling the new scarf snugly around him like a comforting hug. "Today was a good day," he murmured to himself, his eyelids growing heavy. Sighed, the forest settled into restful silence. The moon cast a gentle glow over the whispering woods, and a sense of peace enveloped all who dwelled there. As sleep softly claimed him, Felix's last thoughts were of gratitude and happiness. He knew that honesty and kindness made the world a brighter place, and he was glad to be a part of it. "Good night, whispering woods," he whispered. And with that, Felix the fox drifted into sweet dreams, his heart light and his spirit content, knowing that tomorrow held the promise of new adventures and the enduring joy of friendship.